Alright, so in this video we're going to implement the React router so that we can actually have different routes, different URLs that we can go to in our project, in our front end. So make sure you're in the front end folder, and we're going to npm install react-router-dom. And we also want to install the React Router Bootstrap package, because when we're dealing with links in like the nav bar or buttons and stuff, we want to use that. So let's also install React-Router-Bootstrap. And then what we want to do is go to our app.js to implement the router. So up at the top here, let's say import. And we're going to be using the browser router. So you have browser router, which uses the HTML5 history API. So it uses like push state and replace state. You also have hash router if you want to use that. That uses the hash portion of the URL, which I don't really use. So we're going to import browser router, but I'm going to create an alias. So we want to use it as router. And that's going to be from React Router DOM. And then we need to wrap our entire app down here with that router in order to use it. So let's go right here and let's say router. And we want to wrap everything. What did it replace? So it replaced the empty tag. I hate when it does that. Actually, we can just use router here. We don't need this tag. Alright, so we'll save that. And now what we can do, instead of just embedding home screen right here like we did, we can use route. So we want to bring in route as well. So whenever we want to create a route, we just say route, and as far as what we want to pass in, we want the path, which for this is just going to be slash, and what component do we want to load when we go to that path. In this case, it's going to be home screen. Now, since it's just slash, if we go to slash anything by default, it's going to show home screen, and we don't want that. So for the route, we just want to put in exact. It has to match this exact. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And now if I go back to our application, and the reason nothing is showing here is because up here you can see I'm at product/4. We need to go to just slash, which is our home page or our root, whatever you want to call it, and that should load the home screen. Now to create another route, let's actually go to screens and let's say new file, and let's call this product screen.js, and just generate a component here. And for now I'm just going to say product. Oops, we don't want that second one. So we'll save that, and then in app.js we want to bring that screen in. So this is product screen. And now down here, if I want to create a route for that, I'm going to go ahead and copy that down, and the path is going to be /product/ and then I'm going to do :id, meaning this is a placeholder. So it could be /product/ anything, and that's going to be looked at as the ID param. And I want that to go to product screen, and we don't need exact for this. So we'll get rid of that. Now, if we go back to our application, remember this goes to /product/ and then the ID, and there we go. And there's a way we can access this, which I'm going to get into in the next video, but I just wanted to set that up. Another thing that I want to do is edit the A tags in the header, because right now if I click this, you'll see how you get that little loading up here. So it's refreshing the page. We don't want to do that. This is a single page application. We don't want to refresh like that and use an A tag. We want to use link from the React router, or if we're using Bootstrap, we can use link container, which works in the same way. So actually, let's do these links first, because these are also using A tags, and that's the product component. So let's go into components, product, and we have these A tags. That's what we want to replace. So let's import link from React Router DOM, And then instead of an A tag, I'm going to replace that with link. And it doesn't take in an href, it takes in a to attribute. And we just want to end that here, link. Okay, so that's what we want to do. We just want to use link. I'm going to just copy that, place this. So it should be link to, and that's it. So we'll save. And now you'll notice that if I click on this up here, it doesn't do that reload. Okay, so it's much faster. Now we want to do the same thing in the header. So let's go to header.js. Now for this we're going to use the link container from React Router Bootstrap, which basically does the same thing. It just allows us to wrap Bootstrap components. So let's bring that in. We'll go right here and say import link container from React Router Bootstrap. And let's see, right here, because you see that we have like navbar.brand, which takes in an href. We don't want to do that. We want to get rid of that and wrap that in a link container. So link container, and that also takes in a to, and we'll have this just go to slash, and then we'll move this up into here. Okay, so we'll do it there. We also want to do it for our cart and login links. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to get rid of these hrefs. And let's wrap this. And that's going to go to slash cart. And then let's do the same for this. That's going to go to slash login. And we want to wrap that NavLink. So now let's go back here, and I can switch back and forth, and you can see that there's no reloading or anything like that. Now in the next video, I want to implement the product screen. Right now it just says product. And for now, we're just going to take from the product.js file from the array, but ultimately it'll come from the back end. But we'll get this set up next and at least get this screen showing.